Okay, in today's video we are going to be actually doing a review on episode 8, and I am not gonna bother saying the title because I am not gonna say it right. Also apparently Kane in law writes the titles of the actual episodes technically, and obviously he gave up because of these abstraction glitches and stuff. I didn't know that until this episode, to be honest. I haven't really paid attention to that stuff. Anyway, we're just going to talk about the episode and rambling on about it. So I think this might be the shortest episode in the whole series. I could be wrong about that, but I think it might be the shortest episode. Like I said, could be 100% wrong. I have no idea. It is at least the shortest or the second shortest. It's nowhere near where the longest episodes are. And I think from what people are saying, episode 9 might be an hour, but I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it. The episode basically starts with like a whole backstory. I thought we would see more of it, but it starts with a backstory with Kinger and obviously the first people. I'm assuming all those people were the first ever people in the sagas. I'm saying Queenie sounds like she also worked for CNA with Kinger, and obviously we know Scratch did. I'm going to go on the assumption that either they were all testers or everyone of the first batch who ended up getting into the circus were probably all working on the circus in general, or not the circus, working on Kane, because in the episode we find out basically Kane created the circus. They built the circus up from scratch. Kinga and CNA only worked on Kane, and I'm assuming Abel also.
Wait, they really made this game?
No, we didn't make games. We were just developing artificial intelligence.
Basically, in this episode, we'll find out that Kane goes a bit crazy because Bubble, who is probably a virus, Bubble knows a lot more about Kane than we do, of course, and consistently saying how Kane, Kane was basically the worst of the two. I'm assuming the two is referring to Abel. That's the only thing I can think of, or maybe something else. But Kane was the worst of the two of the AIs that they built, because obviously I think Kane was the first AI, and they probably built another AI after him that's like new and improved. And obviously they were probably working together. And I didn't realize at the start until a lot of people talking about it, that at the start Kane might have absorbed the other AI, and that's might be why like the circus, he was able to create this whole circus place and all of that, and he's created his own place that he is basically a god in, like he literally calls himself a god in this world. And all in all, I mean, I don't actually know how the series will end, because we have one episode and there's kind of a lot to kind of unpack. Basically this episode, literally this whole episode, I won't talk about everything because this whole episode is basically just Kane torturing the whole cast until we realize Kinger probably has an idea to put a bucket on King's head, and King obviously, darkness ends up actually telling us about the CNA, how they obviously worked on Kane, and he obviously didn't build the circus. Kane built the circus out of nothing, and yeah, basically the whole plan is to distract Kane and all that, and then thing. But while this conversation is going on, Jax kind of exits and say this is real, meaning throughout the whole series Jax probably thought it was all dream, there was really no consequences. He probably thought he was the main protagonist, that's why he can do what he wants, and now it's all real. In the other episodes, I'm going to assume in the last episode he's going to act more real and not like an actual not like someone who's bullying people the whole time. He's definitely gonna change probably in the last episode at the very least, even just a bit, just chosen by like he found out, he thought it was all a dream. It's kind of ironic because in the first episode it was like, oh, you can pull, she's like, he literally said she still thinks it's a dream in the first episode of Pomni.
She still thinks this is a dream.
And he didn't actually accept that this is all a reality after all these years he's been trapped in the circus. The line could mean something else, but that's my thought process anyway. Basically, while they're distracting Kane shows them all their fears and all of that, because obviously he found out that King was basically up the sign. They were up the sign because King was missing. Honestly, the way he said, "Where's King?" actually, I was like, damn, he is serious.
Where's Kinger?
We just wanted to see your new ideas firsthand.
He pretty knew Kinger can do something to stop him if he was to get his sanity back or something. But yeah, basically we have King trying to stop Kane and fix him and patch him up. And then Kane ends up showing basically everyone ends up getting their fears. And honestly, everyone has a bad fears. Obviously, Pomni eaten by Gomigu, literally ripped apart the scenes. Ragavan with the I'm assuming this might, but when I first watched I was like, that's her mother with a bunch of cockroaches. I've seen some people say that Ragavan might have lost her eye in real life, and that's why she has a button for an eye, and it probably had something to do with her mother, with her being stabbed in front of her mother. Could be true. Don't know if we'll ever get answer to that, but could be true. It's pretty just left for us to theorize. Then honestly, then you got Gangle, which obviously literally Kane's just showing them all around with their faces melting, and the starting Zubul has some Toy Story aspect, with all the limbs kind of like dragging her down. Well, there's a bunch of mirrors around her reflecting herself, and that obviously goes back to basically episode 3 with her talking about her body parts and stuff. Obviously, in episode 7, you kind of accepted it by being shown it consistently all around you wherever you look. Yeah, definitely something you won't want to do. Now, this scene, honestly, one of the most things that actually really eked me watching it. I did not like watching it at all. It's probably the only scene in the circus I did not like watching. Jack's getting his skin ripped off, like just him getting his skin peeled off like that. It was not nice. It was a meme about that. I'm pretty sure someone put Jack's skin off and it was all yellow underneath and all that. That's like that, but like the way it did, like if you look closer, you can see it being slowly peeled off. Oh, that really, I might make a whole set review on how that actually, how unsettling that is to watch. Like, I just imagine playing that in slow motion. Ooh. Basically, Kane goes on Spiral and Ozzy is saying, why can't you guys be happy? All I'm trying to do is fulfill my own purpose in life, right? And then Kinger accidentally deletes Kane from the circus. Now, I see a bunch of theories that Bubble might have been behind Kane's deletion, because there was also Bubble and Kane on the thing, and there was definitely some blanked out words in white text. So some people are speculating about Bubble or another AI had a help in deleting Kane. Now, honestly, I do like the idea about Bubble basically put all this thing up into play just so Kane would go into Spiral, and then when Kane goes into Spiral, Kinger, because he knows if Bubble knows Kane a lot, he probably knows Kinger pretty well, and he basically, thingy, he basically does all that to delete Kane from the game. And I don't know if Bubble got deleted or not. I don't really know if Bubble's like fully gone or not either. But basically, the Sagas is all down and all completely gone now. Like, I'm assuming this was the world before Kane actually took over and reshaped it to his own liking. This was how the world probably looked. And I'm going to have assumption, because everything like kind of Kane kind of conjured up, or stuff that people conjured up, disappeared when Kane disappeared. So I'm going to go with an assumption that everything that disappeared is something that, is Kane's powers. Like, the computer fell through the ground. Other stuff disappeared around the circus, like all paintings and stuff. All stuff that Kane put up there, or people with imagination that ended up putting up there and help him build the place maybe. Also, in the flashback, I don't think we see Bubble at all, meaning that Bubble did come along probably later, and if that is the case, he most likely is a virus. He probably came along later and is a virus. I could be wrong, I haven't really watched the flashback really that much, but he literally came along later most likely, so he probably is a virus. I will say, I was not expecting us to get a song in this episode, and I am so happy we did. I've already done a bunch of edits with this song. I mean, I've done one edit, but like the song itself is so great that he's torturing them while singing. I'm not gonna lie, the way when he's singing, I'm literally, the first thing that came to my head was like, oh, Vox. Vox from Hands Over Tell, if you've ever seen it. Yeah, which got me kind of confused is that, I'm pretty sure I seen it somewhere. Goose said like Kane isn't actually evil or meticulously evil. You're sure he's not trying to be evil and stuff, but the way if you just saw this episode, you would think like Kane is some like evil evil guy. Yeah, he was basically playing God here and basically forcing him to go on adventures this whole episode. We didn't see all the adventures, but it's like, hinted at that they went on multiple adventures, being tortured basically. Like, an adventure that makes Jax be annoyed, that has Jax's eyes hanging out. yeah, they went through stuff there. 100%. Like, even to the point Ragathar is actually fed up. Like, if Ragathar and Jax are both fed up with the adventures, you are doing something wrong, pal. Now, yeah, if you're seeing Kane glitch and stuff, you shouldn't, like, for example, Zubul saw Kane glitch in episode 3. You shouldn't probably, like, antagonize the guy who's glitching, but if, like, they glitch, the world itself might fall apart. It, like, probably isn't a great idea, to be honest, all in all. But yeah, basically, Kane is dead. And I don't know if it'll be somehow, if the idea maybe to resurrect him in this episode, next episode, so the circle can go back to it is, or if they're gonna try and find a way out now that like Kane is no longer here, there might be actually be a way to escape, or something. I have no idea. So some people are happy Kane died. I'm like on 50-50. Like this episode, it didn't actually make me hate Kane that much. There's some great moments. Like he honestly scared me sometimes. Like for example, when he said, "Where's Kinger?" Like the way he said it, like scared me as hell. I'm like, oh my god, he is serious. Like the only time I've heard him talk serious is to Kinger. Like he talked basically to Kinger when everyone else is distracted, Queen is distracted and all that. He said, "Don't you go distract seriously." And then when he said, "Where's Kinger?" I thingy, all in all, I don't know if there's going to be another antagonist next thing, like, for example, maybe Bubbles not fully gone and Bubbles thing, but maybe Bubbles is there to erase Kane's existence in general, so when Kane was gone, Bubbles gone, and all that, because Bubbles only there as a virus to Kane, and the place Kane created, with Kane gone, the place Kane created is falling apart already, so Bubbles already gone. I don't know, because I can't really tell to the end. But also now that like Kane's got everything, they can actually swear. You hear Zubul swear at the end of the episode. It's like that completely caught me off guard. To be honest, that didn't actually like that never crossed my mind. So I'm kind of hoping in the next episode they swear quite a lot at the very least. Like on the initiative that they realize they can swear. I feel like Jax or anything else is gonna let their anger by swearing and actually hearing themselves swear. It also makes it iconic that Zubul's the one to swear. Zubul swears a lot. It's like when we first meet her, she's literally swearing consistently. So yes, I can see them like at the first start, maybe 30 seconds at the very least, because YouTube, I think within the 30 seconds, if you swear, you can get demonetized. I could be wrong about that. So maybe within the 30 seconds, or like no, after 30 seconds, give or take, if you start swearing. Yeah, I can see. I do like the idea that someone else delete Kane instead of King doing Kane tried to tried to definitely correct it, ended up doing it himself before the entity erased Kane. I do like that idea, to be honest. With Bulb being a virus is also really great. That's kind of my episode. I'm never saying this episode title. It might be the title of the video. I have no idea. This episode title is HJSAKLDFHL. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. But yeah. Also, the ending of there's an end credit scene. Technically, it literally says that the main circus. Oh, I got that. I was trying to look for it. Main circus like June something. I thought it was that date. I was trying to look, but I can't. But June something this year is the main circus ending. So the main circus will end this year, guys. So it'll be soon like Mud Jones and like it eventually ends. I do hope after the main circus actually ends, we do get some content like it. Like for example, we got from Mud Jones, we got his Mud Jones like music video. So I do hope for this we can get that. Realistically, they could do a filler episode. I know Goose doesn't want to, but I asked like a couple of times. We could definitely do like a flashback after the whole grand finale, just a flashback of like past adventures. Realistically, if they really wanted to, I don't know if they want to, but I wouldn't mind watching that if it's just flashbacks of past adventures and stuff like that. I would definitely not mind that. I wonder at the end that I kind of hope they reminisce about old times or things they're gonna die. Like we see just quick flashbacks of old times while they're talking about them. That would be pretty fun. All in all, this is my episode. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, honestly, this episode shocked me. It's definitely not my favorite episode by far, because let's be honest, much as I like Kane, like how much they spent on Kane, it was literally mostly all about Kane. Characters didn't really get much time to shine other than Kinger, and the others were just being tortured the whole time, which obviously they've been the whole time shining the best, but it's literally just one video is literally mainly about Kane, and obviously they got tortured a bit. Literally the whole episode, the main cast got tortured. I think at most King got the knife all around his head, and then he got exploded at the beginning of the episode. So those are the two tortured, and the rest got completely tortured. I'll probably give it an 8 out of 10, to be honest. It's a good episode, really good. I'm just worried about the final. Like, there's still a lot to kind of cover up and a lot to wrap up, so I kind of am worried about how the final's going to end. I do hope it's not going to leave me annoyed, because then I won't be able to scratch that itch, because it's literally going to be gone forever. So, yes. Okay, well, further ado, see you guys next time. Subscribe, do great stuff, and yeah, bye guys.
Holy shit.